Hi all, right, back with more Combat Commander. This time using still James Watton CC bot, but we're going to give the digital version a go here. That's it. It says digital edition 0.9B, I think. So that's me got it loaded there, and we're just going to stick with the same scenario. So this will be part one of the playthrough of this using the digital bot, playing Fat Lipke. Scenario 1. I've set everything up. Everything up there is set. Obviously we don't need the solo boards that we had before, so I've got a wee bit more space. I probably won't use this because it's still a bit of a stretch up there, the attack totals. I'll probably just use the dice that I was using before. Now, haven't set up the objectives. I just wondered, I thought I'd wait until we click through this to see if it says anything. I don't think it does. And I've had a glance at the digital version before, but I hadn't really played the game, so I was a bit kind of lost. But I think it's pretty straightforward. So, the thing with these things, I always worry that you make a mistake and you want to go back. And can you go back? Well, hopefully we can if we do make a glitch. But again, I've not delved into it much. I've set up the units, something similar as I had before, although, yeah, I did leave, I can't remember what I had down here before, but I think I've got to have something here. I mean, you're not meant to know, you're supposed to set these up, you know, and put a board in between so you don't know, and they're the two hexes options. In actual fact, I don't think you could set everything up over there, because it's got to be around hex A2, I want to say. So you probably have to split them up. Whereas for the Germans, they could plot them all here or all here, but I've just left this across here, and I have put these in slightly better position. At least they're in the woods this time, not out in the open. Yeah, there was a worry about this guy. Remember, we got the guy routed, and he routed off the map, but it needs to be in or adjacent to G10. So I can only place one squad in either one of them. So unless I put it in there, I think it's better in there because I think it's out of line of sight and whatever. Okay, and then of course I was forgetting that also we don't need any of the decks of cards. Well, apart from our one. So I've shuffled this up. That's good to go. So we need 3 objectives. Or will we click on this first and see? It's a pity I wasn't able to put that down the other side. Mind you, I'd probably get glare off the lamp anyway. That's fine. Right, let's zoom in and click a couple of buttons here to get started. So we need a new game. Wait a minute. Right, so new game. Let's go. Right, so set up options. It says you've got an idea for saving your game. Right, I'll just game save ID. Right, it's the date. Is it the date and the time maybe? I think it is. So your nation, well, we're going to play as the Russians, and the bot nation is going to be the Germans. Now the bot hand size is going to be 5, and so it's just needing the bot hand. Bot hand size, bot order limit is only going to be 2 though, isn't it? So there you go. So it's actually asking for both of these things here. Okay. So I think that's us. Yeah, we are the USSR. They're Germany. Oh, bot posture recon. Well, that was right. I didn't maybe. We're both recon, aren't we? We've both got a hand size of 5. Yeah, because that's based on the recon, isn't it? Yeah. In fact, did that change when I moved it to 5? No, it didn't. Okay, must have just been there was a recon, but obviously you can change that to attack or defender. So yeah, and the bot his order limit's 2, our order limit's 3. Right, okay, let's begin. Right, so let's just look at this first. This is where you get told everything. This would reveal the next order of his fate deck. There's an option to discard a card from hand Remember that last event, well, if any of you watched the last event we had, which I didn't bother dealing with because it was randomly discard a card for your hand, so I'm assuming that would happen. That would be an option to do that. And then there's a defense roll, or if we want to draw a dice. If we want to draw a dice, there, but that's a defense roll. It's kind of the same, that, isn't it? Because you're drawing dice, I think. That's to draw a hex, that's to draw an event. And it'll just tell you the hex number with that, it'll tell you the event with that, it'll just show you the dice with that. The fact we've got defense roll, that's confusing me because that's kind of the same as that, isn't it? Unless it asks you for the terrain that you're involved in, maybe. And then over this side, so I was a little confused with this at first, and this is your upfire check. So whenever we move, then if we are adjacent to one of his units that has got line of sight and capable of firing, we click that. If we're range 2 or greater, but again, you need to have line of sight, blah, 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 range, etc., then you click that. Now, we click one of these whenever a unit moves within our range line of sight. That's my take on it. Now, there's a different thread for this, which I haven't really studied through. I'd looked through the physical version of it, but I'd looked through it a little bit. So that's my take on how it works. Every time we move, and I like that better, and I would have liked to have seen that in the physical, but it was a bit confusing if, what was what. Right, so here's trigger checks, right? You can see these are greyed out. Your unit moves/advance into hex. Your unit moves/advance into hex. Okay, when it says you here, that's me then, is it? Yeah, so if I'm moving or advancing into hex, I would click that, but it's greyed out. You discard when passing, okay. Bot squad is breaking, so if it's breaking, we click that, and that would be the light wounds option, I think. A melee occurs where before, that's the ambush one, so maybe play ambush. Bot wins a melee, I can't remember what that one was. Bot rolls a time trigger, or you roll a time trigger. So whenever these things happen, I've got to click on these, and it might do something. Right, don't click on that, Grant. Okay, so I'm actually, is it the Russians to go first? I think it was, wasn't it? After player draw, they're opening their hands, the ally player will take the first turn. Unless the Axis player chooses to pass, control the initiative card, in which case the Axis player will go first instead. Well, the initiative card, we're just going to have to, it is held by the Axis to start with, it's held by the Germans to start with. So I've got that up this side. We'll use that as we see fit, if I remember. There's not an option there that says pass the initiative card over, but my guess is you pass it over and you would draw another set of dice, wouldn't you? Or if it was a defense roll you'd do another defense roll. I think you just click on that. So we're going to let the Russians go first, but yeah, I have forgot to draw their hand the cards, so let's do that. And remember, the bot doesn't have cards, it's just going to use that. So we get, to start with, a route with Assault Fire. We get Fire Action with an Ambush. Fire Action with the Light Wounds. Now again, I might have glare. I might have glary bits down the bottom of these cards, but once they're in my hand, the bottom part of the card doesn't matter anyway. It's everything above that, the event, just the action in the order. So that's 2 fire actions, and an advance, and then the 5th card, maybe we could do a move. Oh, how about that? And a move. So yeah, that looks like a pretty good starting hand, I think. So might want to be using this to move our units into a better place. I'm probably going to do similar things to what I've done in the last playthrough, but we'll see if the Germans fare a bit better than they did. So I'm not touching the app just now. We're just going to get on with our thing. So we've got the units up there as well though, but I think it's probably a good idea to get this objective. Oh, that's what I've not done. I've not drawn the objectives. So let me do that. So there's going to be 3 of them. I mean, one would be open, and the other 2 are meant to be one for the Axis, one for the Allied, but they all become open. So I think I just draw 3 here. So I'm just going to flip these out on the table. So there's 1. I'll have a look at it in a minute. 2 and 3. Oops. I want to go elsewhere. Right. So what we got? We got... I'll lay them out here just now and we can have a look. We'll zoom in a bit in a minute. There we go. So the 3 objectives, which will all be open. So all equals sudden death win. Right, so my take on it. Well, let's not have your take on it, Grant. Let's have it in the rules. Objectives. Here we go. Yeah, it's a specialised objective chat. It says immediately prior to each sudden death roll, if any player controls all 5 objectives, that player automatically wins a game regardless of current VP totals. So there's one that wins the game, but it does need to have a sudden death roll. So immediately prior to the sudden death roll. So that's not going to happen until turn 7 at least anyway. Well, I say at least. Yeah, we will have a sudden death roll there. This one is one of the specialised ones as well. And that says VPs for elimination of units are doubled for both players. Ooh, okay. So whereas you eliminate a squad, you get 2 points, you're going to get 4 for that. So I want to say that one might be, I don't know, does it matter? I mean, I can't base it on my last playthrough that. I'm just hoping the bot's going to perform a little bit better. And then for objective 4, ooh, that's a tough one. You're going to get 4 points. And that is the one that's up to the right there, which is interesting because I've placed these guys here. It was all 1 they had to be on in or adjacent to. So I placed them there, and travelling together, he's going to get a movement of 5, he's going to have 6. So 1, 2, I forgot about the one going down the road, Grant. Or did I count that? 1, 2, 3. Is it 3 to move into there, or 2? I think it's only 2, isn't it? Yeah, it's 2 to move in, it's got 3 cover though. So in actual fact, I didn't really need the leader with him because I'm forgetting I'm coming down the road, which gives you an extra 1 movement. However, it's probably better having the leader with him. So they can actually reach this on the first move. And that has now been shown to be worth 4 victory points. Right, let me move these up here. So that's pretty strong. I mean, I did, the German units are here as well. They can't quite reach, so, or, hang on. That would be 5, but you get an extra 1 going down the road, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's 1 short of reaching that. But, I mean, I could take advantage of this right now and move these guys down and into there. Is that not a pretty solid start, really? I mean, I had thought about moving these guys into the position round about the woods here at first. There's a good chance the Germans are probably going to try and get in here again, which that happened last time as well. But I don't know, it's how I'm looking at it. I think that seems kind of logical. Maybe try to go through this one to grab it as well first. So, hold on though. None of these are worth any points, are they? It's only objective number 4. I mean, unless you hold them all and there's a sudden death roll. So that makes the game a bit different, actually. That makes this objective rather more worthy. Now, were you meant to see the objectives before placing your units? I just realised that if you were, you might have done things differently. So set up then. I'm looking in the playbook here for it, and to be honest, the scenario setup instructions on the very first, page 2, the order of things is the objective chits would be put into play first before you actually set up your deploy your forces. Although I'm not sure if this is written in the order you're meant to carry it out. Because that could determine your setup, couldn't it? I mean, I would have kind of thought you set up first before the objectives come into play. But, well, I'm not really reading anything regarding that. Surely it must be told though somewhere. Because that would be important. Even if you're playing with secret objectives, you've then drawn the secret objectives, so you say, right, and if it was number 4 and it's worth 5 points, you would maybe set up more units down the side. So, I'm guessing it must tell you, but I'm not finding it. Well, you know what? I think we'll just leave things the way they are. That's fine. We'll leave it the way it's set up. It does look like the Russians can reach that anyway, but I mean that's not what it's all about. Although in saying that, it is the only objective that's got victory points attached to it. Well, eliminated points are doubled, so maybe that's what we need to concentrate more on. Okay, I'll leave it as it is. But maybe I'll go and have a look for. You know what? Give me a second. Right, I had a quick look on BGG, but I can't find any, and I'm trying to work out what I would type into search for something like that. But if somebody knows the answer of how the order of the setup basically is what you're trying to find out, if you know where the objectives are going to be before you actually deploy your troops, I'll leave things as is. I set them up before we've seen the objectives. So, okay, so it is the Russians' turn. And now they can play up to 3 orders as well. I don't think there's anything in range to fire. They do have the 2 medium machine guns though. They've got the biggest range in this scenario. This one here at 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, they can actually reach. Can they see that? Don't tell me they can see that. Why am I losing the laser there? It's my fingers in the way. That's what it is. Right, no. There's no line of sight. It's clipping the trees in the N7, isn't it? Yes, it is. And then the other one up there, there's trees in the way up there. Yeah, I don't think there's any kind of firing can be going on the first turn. And then I'm protected myself from that foolishness and the last time when I left them in here and they moved down and then we're able to fire on them and rout one of the guys off the map, which, yeah, was a bit of a mess. So, are we going to move then? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we are. Okay, I suppose I should take advantage of the fact that I can move these guys down and in. Now, however, there will be an opportunity fire option, won't there? So, from this going up the way, well, it depends. I think if he comes in that way, is that alright? It's not going to be coming down. Well, moving down the row of 1, although I might be away. What's your range, Grant? You can't actually see that hex, but my range is only 5. So that's not any good. So if he moves down that hex, they then benefit from the 1 extra. I don't think you need it. And then that would be 1, 2. the orchard is just move. It's just one to move into the orchard. Anyway, so you can actually just go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Although I suppose if they come down the road, could they end up in here maybe? 1. So he's 5. He's got to move it to 5. That would give him 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he can't get in that hex anyway. Right, so I'm going to play a move. I'm going to play a move order. And like I say, I don't think we click on the op fire until there's a chance of op fire. So it surely needs to be in range and line of sight. So going to move these two together. No, hold on, stop. I'm going to activate the captain, and we're going to activate everything to move. Right, and these are going to group move, so he's going to benefit from the 1 extra. Ooh. See, I didn't need to do that, did I? So I could have came down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't need the leader with me. And the leader could have been back there helping out with that medium machine gun. Well, that's how you set up, Grant. Yeah, I was going to try and have a wee tape back there and rewind the setup, but maybe I shouldn't. It's not. If it'd been the Germans, I might have done, but this is my side, so. Yeah, and they've got to start in the same hex, haven't they, to benefit from all that. That was rather silly then. Well, where's the machine gun going to get to? It's got a movement of 2 only. And coming down the road, we get an extra 1. So 1, 2. Probably wants to stay off the road and go there. 3. So if I leave the leader there, I can't leave the leader there though if they move together. Well, don't move them together, Grant. You don't have to. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? And I'll sort that out in a minute. And then this has got a movement of 2. Coming down the road gives it an extra movement point. So that's 1. So it's got 2 left now. And then I do 1, 2. And he ends there. And then the other guy, 2. The other guy could have came down into there as well. Well, you're better just moving him in behind, aren't you? 1, 2, 3, and then putting the leader in there, I think. So then you can activate everybody and you can give that guy an extra boost to 1. Yeah, okay. So we didn't come in a line of sight or range with anybody there, so they've no need for op fire. And that did achieve a control of this hex. And as that's 4, objective number 4, it's worth 4 victory points. So we start 1, 2, 3, 4, and we start with a nice 4 victory points to get us going. Okay, so that's my order. Or my first order. Remember, we can actually have 3 orders. We can't fire at anybody. We can't rout. We can't. Well, we could advance the other guys, but that seems rather silly. So I'm going to end my turn there. Nothing that would trigger there that we've done. No. Like I say, the only trigger might have been if he had came into line of sight, we could do check for op fire. So we're going to draw back up to 5 cards. He draws a recover. And now we're back over to see what this is going to do then. Okay. Right, here we go. So, reveal next order, yeah? Right, recover. Well, that's not going to do anything then. So it says skip current order there. I think if we do that, it might increase some kind of possibility of actions happening, because that right now we're using the physical bot. That's what would happen. So I think I'm going to click skip current order. Hopefully it might tell me something when I do it. Because we can't play the recover anyway. So I'm going to click skip current order. Ah, there you go. Yeah, so order skipped, threat increased. And I watched a bit of this because, like I say, there's a guy. One of the newer videos. He's playing one of the scenarios using this. He's on Vassal, I think, doing it as well, though it's not. And yeah, I remember that now. So the order was skipped, but it's increased the threat of other things happening. So remember, and then we click reveal next order. Now this will track how many orders we get anyway, so we don't need to keep a count of things. But that was our first order. So we reveal next order. Is that right? Right, move. Okay. So, yeah, we can do that. That's good. So maybe not so important to rush these guys up there, but what about maybe getting these into a better position then? Well, we've got to also watch for the possibility of these guys up firing. But it'd be better to try and get into this building now, I think. Right, so I think we're going to play the move order and activate this guy to activate everybody. Yeah, so can I get both of them? 1, 2. That gives him an extra movement as well, though. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that would be fine because he's got 4. He gets +2 from that anyway, and he would get +1 for going down the road. So, but are any of the hexes? He's only got a range of 3 though, so we'll only worry about the medium machine gun there, which has got a range of 10. But you can see that's having to come through the woods up there. So he's got nothing. In fact, so is the light machine gun, isn't it? Did that place these very well then? Maybe not. Maybe I should have put the light machine gun there at least, and at least he would have had something on the likes of this hex here. Okay, that's a blunder again, I think. It's quite important where you place them, isn't it? But you need to become familiar with the scenario. Well, the game and the scenario and the actual scenario within the game. So I think we will do that. So I'm going to move these. They can't op fire anyway. So I'm going to move these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into there. Although just wonder if I should have the machine gun further back, wouldn't you? And maybe just put... Yeah, but you kind of want the lieutenant stacked with... Well, again, I could move these separately, I suppose. Just thinking, have the light machine gun in there. Well, hold on. If you move... No, that's fine. There's still no range. They might have line of sight, but there's no range. They've got to have line of sight in that building, but not range. Just think having the light machine gun further back would be better, I think. But I think I can still do this. I'm just going to switch these about now, I think. So he's not going to get this +2 though if I do that. So it's going to be 1, 2, increasing his movement by 1, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the reason he's getting the 5 is because he went down the road. He moved from one road hex to the other. That gives him an extra movement point. So he ends in there. I'm not going to put... Well, I suppose I should put control markers under them. There's no victory points straight up for these, so... and then... Well, that's a point. We should have had somebody at least move through this to control it. Well, I think the leader can do that. He's got a movement of 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he's gaining 1 going down the road as well. So that takes control of that and that, actually. So I'll just put... Oh, that's an American one. Oh, these are American on the back, right. So control marker in there, and that's him finished in there. Right, give it a sec. I won't put them underneath. I think there's plenty of space at the moment for... So control marker there, and then there was a control marker here as well, because he moved through that. And then this guy can just go 1, 2... no, he can't. So he's only got a movement of 4. So he needs to go 1, 2, get the bonus down the road. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5. Because he came down the road. And then I want to say this guy just maybe wants to move up into the F8 there. Stay in the woods, adjacent to this. The only thing is, I'm not getting in adjacent to this to be able to create a fire group. So unless I do something a bit more riskier and put a unit in there maybe, but maybe this is what I should be doing. Because I could do that, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then end that guy there. And then we've got a fire group of all of these together. But this one just feels a bit vulnerable. I think you should do that actually, Grant. I think you should. Because if I leave it back here, then yes, this can activate both of this, and this can fire as a fire group, and that would have to fire it itself. No, let's go that way. Let's go that way. Yeah, let's do that. Right, so that is their move order finished. So coming back down that, so now I'm going to click reveal next order, and it should end his turn because that's 2 orders he's drawn. He was only able to play one of them. I'm finished. Right, good. So I think I just leave that now, don't I? Right, so it's back to us. But that's 2 pretty strong moves. Like one for us taking that VP hex, but they've got themselves quite well positioned now. Well, actually, what are we going to do now? We can't fire at anything. We've got a route card, 2 fire cards, an advance card, which I think is a bit of a waste, and a recover. Yuck. So do I just discard maybe? I mean, the only thing I can use is advance, and I can maybe advance these down. I think the last time I planned, did I not try and get these into the woods here so that they could then sit in there and fire at these guys? And remember, if they can get themselves off the map, that's worth victory points. So, then everybody could advance down 1 hex, or I could discard a route card and a recover card. I really need a move card for the guys up top, don't I? What's the best thing there then? Yeah, I've been swithering there. At first I was going to advance these down, but I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't care too much about... Well, I suppose that does get them. That does get these guys closer as well. 1 hex closer to getting into here. Okay, I'll take a chance. Well, we'll do the advance, right? So I'm going to do an advance. Your unit moves / advance into hex. I don't know why they're greyed out. You discard when passing. See, that's greyed out as well, and I was about to do that. So why have I not got the option to do that? Trigger check. You discard when passing. I mean, I know it only does that demolitions thing. Well, that's what it did in the previous, which was no use. But how does the app know that? Because it's greyed out. Okay. Right, I'm going to do an advance. So we're going to move these all one hex. That's going to move into there. These are going to move into here. And that's going to move down into there. That's probably a bit rubbish, really, that move, but probably should have discarded the recover and the route, and better chance of getting a move card. Okay, I've done that. Again, there's nothing to trigger for the Germans for that, so I'm going to draw back. Well, I can carry out more orders, but there's nothing I can really do. So I'm going to draw back up to 5 cards, and we got lucky, we got a move card. That's what I was hoping, that just one... Obviously, it was a better chance of drawing a move card if we'd discarded 2 cards, but there you go. Right, back to the bot then. So, reveal next order. Right, fire with bore sight in. So, possibly not. Well, actually, I think he might be able to do that. So there, right away, we're getting a fire with a special, with an action attached. So with bore sight, it says effect increase the fire attack firepower by +2. That's good. Isn't it? So just going to check. Well, it's got the actual G9. What's the G9 bit? Is that the hex number on that card, maybe? I don't know. Fire with bore. I need to check for bore sighting. It's not the page number, is it? G9. No. Well, it's an action, isn't it? So it's got to have an A. Bore sighting. There it's there. Bore sighting may only be played by the scenario defender. Right then. Never an attack or recon player. Right, well. You know, we selected recon at the beginning. Oh dear. This log. Well, that's telling you a bit of stuff, isn't it? Oh, it's showing you what the boards would do. Discarded card G9 from hand. Oh, that's the card number, isn't it? Discarded card G9 from hand for order check. Right. Selected actions, bore sighting. Action check failed. Roll 4, required 4+. Select order fire. Increasing number of orders played to 1. Incrementing track token. It is talking about the dice and that you would do on the board, but... Well, we're not the defender though, so why is it giving us the fire with bore sighting? Maybe if I was to roll, and I put the boards away. I didn't think that it really referenced them like that, but hold on, let's see here. If I was to have rolled a special fire order, see, but it says that I have to choose. And I would not have picked bore sighting because I know we're not the defender. So something's amiss. That wouldn't be able to apply. The requirements for that apply. Nor that. Boxed range. See, that would apply. Machine gun or mortar is firing could apply. And bot is German. Marksmanship. So these three could have applied, but it's giving me bore sighting. I mean, we definitely selected recon at the beginning. I don't want to start. See, this is. I'm going back, but that's only going to there. It's not showing the setup, is it? I can't go back and check the setup. I don't know then. Don't know what's went wrong there. Okay. Well, let's see if we can carry out a fire order then. That's the best I can come up with, because you clearly cannot do bore sighting. Even though it says it adds +2. Yeah, I mean it does add +2. But it can only be played by the scenario defender. Never an attack or recon player. Okay, well we'll just carry out a fire order then. Now these guys cannot see anything. I think it's only going to be this light machine gun here. Yeah, because I think he's got a shot on this guy, or has he? He's got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe that guy behind. Need to zoom out a little bit, Grant, I think. So from the hex there, yeah, there's things happening there, and there. So we could shoot at him or him. Now we're crossing through this field, and when we go for him, we're crossing through this fence, which isn't adjacent to him or us. So that's a hindrance of 1. And I want to say that if we were firing at the other guy, that crossing right through the spine of this fence would do the same. But again, we've got the hindrance of this and the hindrance of the fence. And I think you only take one. You only take the worst, don't you? So hindrance of the fence is a 1. And yeah, it's got the note there that if you were adjacent to that, but that's not. And the hindrance of what is that? Field is a 1 as well. So it would be a hindrance of a 1 to the fire. So he's firing with 4. Yeah, it's a whole lot. Not a lot, isn't it? Well, he is in the open though. So we're going to fire it. Oh, hang on, he's on the road. He's going to get a -1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm better firing at that guy at the back. So I'm going to do that. So it's 4. Is the hindrance just come off of the 4 then? Yeah, so the firepower is reduced. And you've got to watch, because if it goes to 0 or less, you can't take the shot. So if it drops you down to 0, you don't get to draw the card for the fire. So we've got an attack of 3. Well, 4 -1 for the hindrance is 3. And I'm going to fire at that guy, because he's on that road. So a 3, and now this is the Germans, right? So we're going to have to draw. We're going to draw dice, aren't we? Yeah, that's right. So I'm going to come back here and draw some dice. Here. So we rolled a 6. So I'm assuming it would tell you there if it was a trigger. So we had a 6 and a 3. So our total is going to be 9. This is a bit rubbish. Okay. So 9. Mark that with the dice. Now, I forgot we could maybe like concealment, blah blah blah. I don't think we've got anything we can do anyway. So his morale is an 8, but it's going to be a -1 for being on the road, so it's a 7. So yeah, it's only a double 1 that could do anything here. So we draw a card, and we get a 10 on top of his 7. So he's fine. So all good. Yeah, that was that, wasn't it? And none of these guys can't fire, no. He could have, but he's not got the range. Oh no, he still need the range, wouldn't he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. Well that's that order done. We've done the dice roll. So we reveal next order. Again. I got fire with Borsighton again. Well, I can't do that anyway. I can't fire that light machine gun again. He's the only one that could fire. So I'm going to have to skip that order. Order skip, threat increased. Reveal next order. He's finished. And then back to us. So, yeah, I think we want to try and do a move now. Yeah, we want to try and get these guys down in a position to be able to try and fire at them. Okay, it might draw opportunity fire, but so be it. So playing a move. We just need to watch if we come into line of sight and range. So pretty sure we're activating the sergeant, who's activating everybody to move. So yeah, I mean the dodgy hex is, you kind of want to go through that to take the objective, even though it's not worth anything points wise. But I mean that does get +2 for the woods, but -1 for the road, so it only gets a +1. And remember, I'm going to click on this every time they spend a movement point, and obviously are in range of line of sight. Right, hang on, let me think this through a bit. Yeah, I was just about to say, well, I'm wanting to keep these together, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's as far as the machine gun can move anyway. But just by them moving into that hex, this has line of sight on it. Is it in range though? It is not. So that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to move these. The machine guns gets a -2, but it gets a +2 because it's going to move with us. So they both move into there for 2 movement. And then move into there for another 2. And although this has got line of sight on that hex, he's not got the range to opportunity fire anyway. So they're going to move in there, and obviously they're not in line of sight. They would have been in line of sight in that hex, but out of range, and they're now in range but not in line of sight. So I think we're going to put somebody in here anyway. Let's get this guy from the back moved. So he's got 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's a point. What happens if, and I think this was maybe linked to the question Hal was trying to ask. What would happen if I move this guy into here, right? we would check for opportunity fire. Well, hang on. No, they would all be linked together. But say they weren't linked together, right? Say this guy was in here, and I move that into there. We check for opportunity fire with these guys. Do we then also check for opportunity fire with this as a separate thing? Yeah, I think you would, Grant, wouldn't you? However, these being all part of a fire group, as long as they're all in range, which they would be on that hex, I think, then we can check for opportunity fire with all three of them. The thing there is I'm doing one check for it, whereas I'd be doing separate nah. Well, you could do it separately, I think. But you wouldn't get the boost to the firepower, would you? I think I want one of the guys to move into there. So let's just do this and see what happens then. So now hold on. If I move him into there though, this can opportunity fire on that hex when he moves. That alone. Right, this is starting to be sounding a bit iffy then. So what you're saying, Grant, is I move in there, this can try an opportunity fire. Then if I move in there, these can all try an opportunity fire. And if he succeeds that first time, what happens then? Maybe I need to brush up on the opportunity fire rules just to see. I mean, if this would be just the same. If this was a 2-player game right now, I would need to know how this operated. And based on that is how I'm, what to do with the actual the app thing here. Right, give me a second. I'm pretty sure we do roll on this whenever there's a movement point and we've got units in line of sight and range. So I'm looking at this, and it's obviously it's slightly different from if this was a 2-player game right now. But well, thinking about it as a 2-player game, I move this unit into there, and I'm playing the other players, the Germans, right? And the other player he says stop, wait just now. I'm going to opportunity fire with this on this. No, hold on. What he would do was, because I asked this question, he would activate this officer and set all of these up for opportunity fire. That's right, because that happened in my playthrough previously. So he would set them all up, because I didn't know if you could do that, and I questioned it on BGG, and I got confirmation that was fine. So they're all set up to op fire. He would actually carry out the op fire because he's got the range and line of sight. You need to have one unit at least that can have line of sight and range. The other ones don't need to have it. So then he moves into here, and then we fire again. But this time we can fire group up, I think, yeah. Okay. And again, I'm not sure how the app kind of deals with this. Yeah. Okay, right. I'm going to move this guy from here to here, and we're going to come across to the app, right? I'm going to say, hold on a minute. So the range is not adjacent, so it's 2+. So I'm going to click on that button that says 2+, because we do have line of sight and range from a friendly unit, right? So here we go. Okay, up fire. Right away, straight away, with sustained fire as well. So not only is he doing op fire, he's adding the sustained fire, and that's going to work because it is a machine gun we're using. The only we've got to watch for is a double, because that's going to break it. Okay, so yeah, but I'm still going to be confused about how to deal with things after this. So the machine gun's going to op fire with sustained fire. So he's got a 4, but he's got the same hindrance issue, although maybe not the fence this time. But it doesn't matter, he's going through the field. So he's going to be firing with 4 -100s to 3. However, he's playing the sustained fire, so that's up to +2, so that's 5. So he's got 5 against, and he's in an open hex. So 5, and we do a die roll. We draw a dice, and we get 8. So 5 and 8 is 13. 13, and come back across here. 13, and he's going to be rolling on an 8. It's not on a road though, so it's an 8 plus a 9, 17. So he's okay, he's good. Right, and then that comes away, and we return to his movement. But I suppose my problem is now, well, yeah, because remember, we activated all of these to op fire. So if he moves into line of sight in range of this again, or any of these, they're going to fire. I don't need to roll that again, do I? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So he's want to move in there now. Now I don't need to roll a dice. We've got... but oh, hang on. What about the... He doesn't get the... what was that? Sustained fire, surely. So maybe we do need to roll this again. I don't know. I'm starting to be not quite sure about how this is going to work, actually. Let me just put a little red cube on that, because I think I might have to take a break as well, and I might be as well wrapping this up as a part. I know we're right in the middle of things. Well, that's the other thing. How do I keep the app going in between? Oh, yeah. I hadn't thought about that. Well, there was a save thing for it, wasn't there? I don't know where it saves. I hadn't thought of that. Because, I mean, I don't finish out, you know, everything in the one bit. Well, can't you just leave it open in the webpage, Grant? I think. I don't... if I switch my tablet, it's still in that webpage. I think that's fine, isn't it? Yeah, it should be alright. As long as I keep that window open. Even if I just put my tablet to sleep. So that'd be fine. Right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave things as we've got at the moment. Op fire was successful in this, but it had sustained fire. We've done the fire, he survived. He's since then moved his second movement into there, spending our 2 movement points. He's got 1 movement point left, actually, and he's moved into there. So what happens? Do we roll again on the range 2+? Do we automatically just fire again? And do we get to benefit from all 3 of these, because we activated them all for op fire? And does he get the sustained fire? I mean, that last part, I think I'd played it before, that my thinking of it was that the sustained fire only applied to that fire, to that actual fire. That's how I would have seen that. I'm not sure. So a good time to stop. Although probably I'm going to want to come back for a bit more of this tonight. Maybe 1 more part for the night. So I might need to find out the answers to this. What I think the best thing to do is look through the thread with the digital bot to see. I'm pretty sure this is spoken about, because this is maybe the one bit that's a bit, everyone's built into the app, but well, the other thing that concerns me is that these actions coming up that are for a defender, and I wasn't a defender, so I'm a bit wary about what's happening there as well. Okay, I will stop this as a part. Actually, is this just part 1? It was, wasn't it? Yeah. Ah, well, that's cool because I could actually watch this back. If I don't get back tonight, I could watch this back and I could upload this before I upload any of the other bits from the previous playthrough. Because this is a separate take, really, isn't it? I'll probably title this CC Digital Bot or something like that. But it's still scenario one, Fat Lipcase, so. Right, we'll sort of pause there and see what we come up with, and I do want to come back and do a bit more though, to see how things progress. But okay, well hopefully I can find out the answers I need before then. Okay, I'll be back in a bit. Cheers.